The 2026 FIFA World Cup has ended with Spain lifting the trophy after a dramatic 1-0 victory over Argentina in extra time. Ferran Torres scored the winning goal in the 106th minute, denying Argentina consecutive World Cups and bringing Lionel Messi's extraordinary World Cup journey to an emotional conclusion. At least, almost certainly, Messi has not yet formally announced his retirement from international football, but it looks like this is the end. But this tournament felt larger than one final. It felt like a curtain call. Not simply for one player, but for an entire generation that shaped football for nearly 2 decades. Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Luka Modrić, Neymar, Manuel Neuer, Guillermo Ochoa, Sadio Mané, Riyad Mahrez, Nicolas Otamendi, and several others may never appear at another World Cup. Some have already confirmed the end of their international career. Others may continue for a little longer, but the World Cup stage, the greatest stage in football, is now moving towards a new generation. And before we rush towards the next stars, perhaps we should pause, because great generations deserve more than statistics. They deserve gratitude. Cristiano Ronaldo showed us that relentless ambition could accomplish. From Madeira to Manchester, Madrid to Turin, Riyadh, and the Portuguese national team, he built a career around extraordinary discipline, physical preparation, and an almost defiant refusal to accept limitation. Even those who preferred another player had to respect his ability to reinvent himself, from an electrifying winger to a complete forward to one of the most prolific goal scorers football has ever seen. Luka Modrić demonstrated that greatness does not always arrive in the largest body or with the loudest personality. He became the creative heartbeat of Croatia, leading a nation of fewer than 4 million people to a World Cup final in 2018 and another semi-final in 2022. His intelligence, composure, and durability made him one of the greatest midfielders of his generation. Neymar carried the weight of the Brazil's expectations from a very young age. His career will always produce debates about injuries, decisions, and unfulfilled possibilities, but we should not allow those debates to erase the joy he brought to football. His imagination, balance, improvisation, and a Brazilian creativity inspired millions of children to play with freedom. Manuel Neuer transformed the position of goalkeeper. He did not simply guard the goal, he changed how teams used the entire pitch. The modern sweeper keeper owes much to the courage and intelligence with which Neuer played. Guillermo Ochoa became almost synonymous with the World Cup for Mexico, a player who appeared capable of producing his greatest performances whenever the eyes of the world were upon him. Sadio Mané emerged from the humble beginnings in Senegal and became a symbol of African excellence. He achieved greatness in European football while continuing to invest in the community from which he came. Riyad Mahrez represented another remarkable journey. Overlooked in his younger years, racing through the divisions, becoming a Premier League champion with Leicestershire City, and later helping Manchester City reach the highest level of European football. These players were competitors, entertainers, and global cultural figures. But one player stood out in the center of this era more than any other: Lionel Andres Messi. The debate about football's greatest player will never be settled completely. Pelé played in another era and won 3 World Cups. Diego Maradona carried Argentina through one of the most remarkable individual World Cup campaigns ever witnessed. Cristiano Ronaldo produced unmatched longevity, athleticism, and goal scoring across multiple leagues. Johan Cruyff transformed how people understood the game. Ronaldinho, Zidane, and many others gave football moments that cannot simply be measured on a spreadsheet. Therefore, celebrating Messi does not require diminishing anyone else. But when the totality of his career is considered, ability, creativity, goals, assists, longevity, consistency, team trophies, individual honors, and performances on the greatest stages, the argument for Messi is extraordinary. He was not simply one of football's greatest scorers. He was simultaneously one of its greatest creators. He could finish an attack, construct it, accelerate it, or completely reimagine it. He could beat defenders through speed, balance, and close control. He could find passing angles that appeared invisible to everyone else. He could score from open play, free kicks, combinations, individual runs, or the smallest openings inside a crowded penalty area. Most great players dominate one or two dimensions of the game. Messi dominated nearly all of its attacking dimensions. One of the dangers of watching Messi for so long was that we became accustomed to the miraculous. A player received the ball surrounded by three defenders. He turns. The ball appears attached to his foot. One defender commits himself, another loses his balance, the third believes he has closed the space. Suddenly, Messi has escaped, and all three, and is approaching the penalty area. Then comes the finish, or perhaps something even more beautiful, a pass that allows someone else to score. We watched it happen regularly, that the extraordinary became routine. This may be his greatest sporting achievement. He altered our understanding of what was possible on a football field. Messi's greatness cannot be reduced to a few brilliant seasons. He made his Barcelona debut as a teenager and eventually became the club's record appearance maker and record goal scorer. He left Barcelona with 672 goals in 778 competitive appearances and 35 major team trophies, including 10 La Liga titles and 4 UEFA Champions Leagues. He won a record 8 Ballon d'Or awards. He won Olympic gold with Argentina. He won the Under-20 World Cup. He won the Copa America. He won Finalissima. In 2022, after years of national disappointment and criticism, he captained Argentina to the World Cup. Then at 39, he returned in 2026 and helped carry his country to another final. Argentina just did not retain the trophy, but reaching consecutive finals 14 years after his first World Cup final in 2014 was itself an astonishing demonstration of longevity. During the 2026 tournament, he extended his record for a World Cup appearance and became the first player credited with 10 career World Cup assists. His final World Cup chapter ended in defeat, but it did not diminish the book. Messi's international career is also a lesson about how quickly societies can turn admiration into entitlement. For years, critics claimed he did not love Argentina enough. They said he was too quiet. They said he did not sing the anthem with sufficient emotion. They said he was not Maradona. They said his achievements at Barcelona did not count unless he reproduced them for Argentina. When Argentina lost finals, much of the blame was placed upon him, even when he had been central to bringing them to the finals. In 2016, after another painful Copa America finals defeat, Messi briefly announced his retirement from international football. He could have remained away. His club legacy was already secure. His individual achievements were already historic. He owed no one another attempt, but he returned. He continued carrying the burden. Eventually, the same country that once questioned him celebrated him as the captain who restored Argentina to the summit of the world football. The journey is important because it reminds us that leadership doesn't always look like shouting. Some lead through speeches, others lead through sacrifice, reliability, and the willingness to return after public humiliation. Messi's leadership grew. It became more vocal with age, and its foundations remained consistent. He led through what he repeatedly did for his team. Messi is sometimes criticized precisely because he does not perform celebrity in the way people expect. He's not consistently seeking microphones. He does not construct every moment around himself. His public personality is often reserved, private, and family-oriented. Of course, no public figure is perfect, and admiration should never prevent from honest criticism, but quietness should not be mistaken for arrogance, weakness, or indifference. Those around Messi have frequently described a man who earns influence through performance and relationships rather than demanding attention. His style offers a countercultural understanding of leadership. You do not always have to be the loudest person in the room to be the most influential person. You do not have to announce your greatness when your consistency has already demonstrated it. The negative portrayals of Messi also frequently overlooks his sustained humanitarian work. In 2010, UNICEF appointed him a global goodwill ambassador. His work has focused particularly on vulnerable children, including health, education, HIV prevention, and the inclusion of children with disabilities. Soon after his appointment, he traveled to Haiti with UNICEF to draw attention to the situation facing children after the devastating earthquake. He also established the Lionel Messi Foundation, influenced partly by his own childhood experience of requiring medical treatment for growth hormone deficiency. The foundation has supported healthcare, education, and access for sports for disadvantaged children. In Syria, a donation from the Leo Messi Foundation enabled UNICEF to install 20 furnished prefabricated classrooms, providing education access for more than 1,600 children affected by the conflict. The foundation was also among the organizations supporting the creation of the Barcelona's Sant Joan Diao Pediatric Cancer Center, Spain's first specialist pediatric oncology center and one of the largest of its kind in Europe. The facilities include clinical care, transplant rooms, outpatient services, and dedicated research spaces. It was designed to expand the number of children able to receive specialized cancer treatment. Its intentional cooperation program assists children with cancer from families and countries where the treatment they need is unavailable or unaffordable. Messi has supported UNICEF's campaigns against preventable child deaths and its emergency response during the COVID-19 pandemic. These initiatives do not mean he should be regarded as flawless, but they do challenge the narrative that he's merely a self-absorbed celebrity concerned only with trophies and personal glory. Much of his humanitarian contribution has occurred without the level of publicity that accompanies his football. Perhaps that tells us something about the man as well. The child who needed help became the source of hope. There's something deeply meaningful about Messi's story. As a child in Rosario, he possessed extraordinary footballing ability but faced a serious obstacle. His family could not indefinitely afford medical treatment he required. Football gave him an opportunity. Barcelona invested in him. His family sacrificed for him. Coaches believed in him. He then used the opportunity to produce one of the greatest sporting careers humanity has witnessed. And through his foundation, he has helped children access healthcare, education, and opportunities that might otherwise have remained beyond their reach. The boy who once needed someone to invest in his future grew into a man capable of investing in the futures of others. That dimension of his legacy matters. Messi's story also belongs perfectly within the conversation about the world we share. He was born in South America. He developed his professional career in Europe. He concluded his stage of his club career in North America. He was adored across Africa. He inspired millions throughout Asia. Children who did not speak Spanish or Catalan still understood the language of his football. In divided societies, people who disagreed over politics, religion, ethnicity, and almost everything else gathered around the same screen to watch him play. For 90 minutes, the world shared anticipation. A stadium in Barcelona would rise as he received the ball. A cafe in Cairo would lean towards the television. A family in Colombo would stop its conversation. Children in Lagos, Dhaka, Kathmandu, Buenos Aires, and Miami would attempt the same dribble the following morning. That is one of sport's remarkable powers. It gives humanity shared memories. Messi gave us thousands of them. Messi did not need to win 2026 World Cup to establish his greatness. He had already climbed the mountain in 2022. This tournament was not a failed attempt to prove himself, a final opportunity for the world to watch a master perform on the largest stage. At 39, he did not hide from the responsibility. He returned, he competed, he created, he led Argentina to another final. And when it ended, he stood with the pain of someone who still cared deeply despite having already won everything. That image should not invite mockery. It should command respect. The danger of reducing greatness to tribalism. Modern sporting conversations often force us into camps. To praise Messi, some believe they may insult Ronaldo. To defend Ronaldo, others feel compelled to discredit Messi. The supporters turn two remarkable human journeys into an endless online debate. But football is large enough to honor both. Ronaldo's discipline does not diminish Messi's genius. Messi's World Cup does not erase Ronaldo's achievements. Pele's 3 titles do not prevent us from admiring Maradona. Maradona's 1986 brilliance does not prevent us from celebrating Messi's longevity. Greatness is not a single chair for which everyone else must be pushed. The richer the response is, gratitude that we were alive to see them all. Lamine Yamal, Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Junior, Erling Haaland, and many others now shape football's next chapter. They will create their own identities and records. We should resist demanding that any of them become the next Messi. There would not be another Messi, just as there was not another Pelé or another Maradona. The greatest tribute the next generation can offer is not imitation, but courage. The courage to discover what only they can bring to the game. Messi expanded the imagination. He showed a small, quiet child that physical size did not determine the size of one's influence. He showed that creativity could survive in an increasingly structured and tactical sport. He showed that failure is in one season or even across several tournaments did not have to become the final verdict. He showed that a person could be doubted, criticized, and even rejected and still return to rewrite the story. Lionel Messi, thank you. Thank you for the goals, but also for the passes. Thank you for the trophies, but also for the attempts that struck the post. Thank you for the celebrations, but also for allowing us to witness the tears. Thank you for remaining long enough for fathers and mothers who watched you as children to introduce you to their own children. Thank you for giving Argentina joy after years of disappointment. Thank you for giving Barcelona an era that may never be repeated. And thank you for bringing new audiences to football in the United States. And thank you for inspiring children across Latin America, Africa, Asia, Europe, and every corner of the world where a ball can be found. Thank you for demonstrating that leadership can be quiet, that resilience can outlast ridicule, that genius can coexist with generosity, and that a person born in Rosario can become part of a shared emotional history of humanity. The final may have belonged to Spain, which we congratulate them for, but the future belongs to a new generation. But an important part of football's soul will always carry the memory of a small number of 10 receiving the ball, lifting his head and making the entire world believe that something impossible was about to happen. This may be the curtain call, but legends don't disappear. They leave the stage. They remain in the imagination of everyone they inspired, and few have inspired the world quite like Lionel Messi.